Okay, this is cause number 24-CCCR-1474. Case is style of state of Texas versus Kevin Anthony Burton. Mr. Burton, that's your full name. How are you doing, Mr. Burton? That's good. Now, Mr. Burton, see here that your case was reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. My court reporter just checked, and she has informed the court that you hired attorney Larry Dowden. Is that correct? So your case is going to be reset. Give Mr. Dowden an opportunity to work on your case. You're going to stand in front of the court coordinator. She's going to give you your reset. Once she gives you your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Okay. What's that reset date?
August 24th.
Okay, case is reset to August 26, 2024.
In that chair right there. I gotta add the attorney.
Next case is cause number 24-CCCR 1474. Case is style of state of Texas versus Jarvis Lane. Mr. Lane is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Lane, you can take your mic off of mute. How are you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing fine. Yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Lane. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Mr. Lane, I'm looking on the on our docket sheet, and I don't see that you are represented by an attorney. Have you hired an attorney to represent you?
Well, see, that was it's because I know what the charge is. It's a failure to identify, and I work for a company, Copper Railroads, and that one little that particular charge is like it's stopping me from getting on certain railroads with the job.
I understand, but my question to you is, have you hired, hold on a minute, let me look at your file right quick.
Yes, sir.
Hold on a minute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Lane, I was looking at your file, and looking at the file, you never was arraigned on this case. My court administrator has informed me that you were set for arraignment in September. However, you called into the office to appear by Zoom on this case. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Because I just started this job on the 24th of June, and they fly you out, and I haven't received, no funds to fly myself back.
Well, I understand, but I mean, your arraignment is not set. And let me tell you this here. Normally, what we normally do at arraignment, the court inform you as to what you've been charged with, what your rights are, and what your options are concerning your case. And one of the rights that you have is in the right to have an attorney. And then the court normally the court has a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. And in that document, it informs you that you have three options regarding your right to have an attorney. And one of the options that you have is you have a right to hire an attorney. Second option is if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. And the third option is if you want to waive your right to an attorney, which means give up your right to have an attorney to represent you, and you desire to represent yourself, you can represent yourself. Now, the court has forms that you must sign, which will indicate whether or not you want to hire an attorney, whether or not you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney, or whether or not you want to waive your right to have an attorney to represent you and to represent yourself. And then once you fill out those documents, then the court will proceed. Now, for example, if you state that you like to hire your own attorney, then your case will be reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Now, if you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, you would have to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. And then if you decide that you would like to waive your right to an attorney, which means to give up your right to an attorney and to represent yourself, you have to fill out a waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea. So the point that I'm trying to make is that paperwork has to be filled out. You cannot fill out the paperwork via Zoom. You have to be here in person to fill out the paperwork. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So once that paperwork is filled out, then we can proceed. For example, right now, we can't talk to you, the prosecutor, nobody can talk to you about your case to see if you can get your case resolved because you have not signed the waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. That simply means you haven't signed the necessary paperwork to show the court that you are representing yourself.
Right.
And then so at this time, the court, as we stated earlier, or as I stated earlier, your case has been set for an arraignment for that to happen. Now, is that date still set? Now, the date was in September. Let me ask you this. Now, you said that you're in another state and
Blue Springs, Missouri.
okay. Now, you would have to fly back here to handle this matter. Is that correct?
Yeah. September is enough time. So, I didn't know about like what you just explained to me. I didn't
Right.
know, like I had to go through that process to
Okay,
get it dealt with.
Okay. Okay, I figured that. That's why I was explaining it to you. Now, we're gonna reset now. Anytime in September is a good time for you, or what?
Yeah. Yes, sir. So I'll be able to get myself back
Okay.
in.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna reset your case to September 17 of 2024 at 9 a.m. And you need to be here. That's on the arraignment date, right? Okay, and you need to be here in person.
Okay. Will
Okay.
do. Okay.
Okay.
I got one more question. Because like I was saying with the job is that until I get it resolved, I'm because I need my E-rail card to be able to work on some certain railroads. So on that date, will I be able to resolve it, or I will have to come back again?
It all depends on what you do. The court is going to inform you as to your choices, and whatever decision you make on that day will determine whether or not the case will be resolved on that day.
Okay.
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 So
Yeah.
this case is set for September 17th at 9 a.m. for arraignment, and you need to be here in person on that day.
Will do. I'll be there.
All
I'll be
right.
there.
So your bondsman will be sent notice of this reset date. You are free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Won't you come on up? Well, I mean, that's whatever, if it's something about that, that's between you and your attorney. Okay, this is, cause numbers 23 CCCR 0338, cause number 23 CCCR 0958, cause number 23 CCCR 2143, and cause number M333480. All four cases are style of state of Texas versus Michael Troy Milson. Mr. Milson, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Milson?
I was doing pretty good, not doing good at all, no.
Okay. But I mean, you say you're not doing good, it's not that you have a physical illness,
No,
is it?
no, sir.
Okay.
It
Now,
just, I'm upset with this right here because I'm.
when you say this, you're upset with this right here, you're talking about your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Milson, our court coordinator called, your attorney's office and he said that, they're gonna, I guess you need to meet with him to make your final payment to retain him.
Fine with me.
Okay, between 1 and 5 today? Okay, so we're going to reset this case, give you opportunity to hire your attorney. Your case will be reset. Give us a reset date.
August 25th.
Okay, these cases will be reset to August 26th of 2024. The court coordinator is going to give you your resets. Once you get your resets, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Okay, stand in front of the court coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay, Jefferson County Court of Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in 2 cases, cause numbers 24-CCCR 0360 and cause number 24-CCCR 0425. Both cases are style the state of Texas versus Travaris Amontre Delano White. Mr. White, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. White? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Hold on a minute. Now, Mr. White, let's see, I see in your 2 cases, you do not have an attorney. Your case was reset on May 7th, 2024, give you an opportunity to hire your attorney. Have you hired an attorney? Why haven't you hired an attorney? Okay, so we're gonna give you some paperwork because you're telling the court that you can't afford to hire an attorney. So we're gonna give you some paperwork, judge's expedition of rights to defendants without an attorney. And I'm going to go over that paperwork with you. Actually, it's the same paperwork that we went over last time. I'm gonna go over it. I'm going to the document, yeah. Now, Mr. White, the document that the bailiff put before you is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defense Without an Attorney. Do you see that document, that title? Now, this document states, as a defendant in a criminal case, you have 3 options. Number 1, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option? Number 2, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, your case will be reset to give you an opportunity. Well, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option? Number 3, if you want to represent yourself, you may waive your right to have an attorney, that is, give up your right to have an attorney. You understand that option? Now, if you want an attorney to represent you and you have enough money to hire an attorney, your case will be reset. Reset means you'll be given another court date, given an opportunity to hire an attorney. Now, if you want an attorney and do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you will have to fill out a financial questionnaire. Now, the financial questionnaire is a document on the clipboard that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Injuries. You will fill out the first page and half of the second page of that document. And then once you fill out that document, the proper person will determine whether or not you qualify for court-appointed attorney. Now, if you want to represent yourself, that is, waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself, you will have an opportunity to speak to the prosecutor who is in court to see if you can work out a settlement on your case. Now, you cannot talk to the prosecutor unless you first sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Now, the written waiver is another document that is on the clipboard that is titled Waiver of Counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. You understand that? Now, you should be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. Now, if you choose to represent yourself, you may change your mind at any time and request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Now, at the bottom of that document, it states in bold letters, defendant's choice, mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is to hire your own attorney, then you'll place your initials on the first line to the left. If you have already hired an attorney to represent you in your case, then you'll place your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney, then you'll place your initials on the third line to the left. If you have already been appointed a court-appointed attorney to represent you in your case, then you will place your initials on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is to represent yourself, then you will place your initials on the fifth line to the left. Now, once you're finished initially one of the 5 lines, you will sign your name on the line that is titled defendant, and you will date it today's date. Do you understand? Now, I think that you said that you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney. Is that correct? So you place your initials on the third line to the left. And then you need to fill out the financial affidavit on the clipboard that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. You can have a seat at that table and fill out that paperwork. Once you finish filling out the paperwork, we'll have you to come back up. You're welcome. Joshua Prevost. Mr. Prevost, your full name is Joshua Prevost?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Prevost, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Prevost. I see here that you were in court on May 7th of 2024, is that correct?
Yeah.
And at that time, you wanted your case reset to hire your own attorney. Have you hired your own attorney?
No.
Why haven't you hired your attorney?
I haven't.
You haven't been working?
No.
Okay, so so you're basically telling the court that you have not had the income to hire an attorney?
Yeah.
Okay, now if you desire, you can request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Okay, and so the court bailiff, she's going to give you some paperwork on a clipboard. And the paperwork on the clipboard, I'm going to go over that paperwork with you. And the first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you see that title?
Yes.
And it states as follows: as a defendant in a criminal case, you have 3 options. Number 1, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option?
Yes.
Number 2, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, your case will be reset to give you an opportunity. Well, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, then you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option? Now, if you want to represent yourself, you can represent yourself, but you must first sign a waiver, which means that you're waiving your right to have an attorney to represent you. Do you understand that? Now, if you want to hire an attorney and you have enough money to hire an attorney, your case will be reset. Reset means that you'll be given enough time to hire your attorney. If you want an attorney, but you do not have the money to hire an attorney, you would have to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. Now, the questionnaire is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence, and it's a document that's on that clipboard. You have to fill out the first page and half of the second page. And then the proper person will determine whether or not you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Now, if you want to waive your right to have an attorney, that is, you want to waive your right to have an attorney, you want to represent yourself, you must first fill out a waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea. That's the document that basically states that you're waiving or giving up your rights. You have an attorney, you desire to represent yourself. You understand that? Now, once you do that, you'll have an opportunity to talk to the prosecutor who is in court and see if you can work out a settlement on your case. Do you understand? Now, if you choose to proceed without an attorney to represent you, you'd like to represent yourself, you may change your mind at any time. Do you understand? Now, at the bottom of that document is typed in bold letters, it states defendant's choice, mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is to Hire your own attorney, you place your initials on the first line to the left. You already hired an attorney. You would place your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is to ask for a court-appointed attorney, then you'll place your initials on the third line to the left. If you've already been appointed a court-appointed attorney in your case, then you'll place your initials on the fourth line to the left. If your choice is to waive, or which means to give up your right to have an attorney, then you will place your initials on the fifth line to the left. Now, once you have finished initialing one of the 5 lines, then you will sign your name on the line that's titled defendant, and you will date it today's date, July 5th of 2024. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, you stated that you like to apply for court-appointed attorney. So you're going to fill out that document and the that is titled waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. You may have a seat on the second chair on the chair at that table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there someone I can talk to how to settle without it?
Yeah, you can talk to the prosecutor about that, but as I mentioned earlier, you have to first fill out the document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You will put your initials on the last line. You have the 5 lines. It's the last line that states you're waiving your right to the attorney. You want to represent yourself. And then you would have to read and sign the document on the clipboard that is titled Waiver of Counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. The document looks like this. And I'm going to go over this document with you. It says I have been advised of the nature and charges against me and the dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. My waiver is freely and voluntarily, or freely and intelligently made. Voluntarily means that you're doing it of your own free will. Intelligently means that you know what you're doing. And it says that furthermore, I have been advised this 5th day of July 2024 by County Court at Law number 2 of my right to representation by counsel in the case pending against me. I have been further advised that if I'm unable to afford counsel, one will be appointed for me free of charge, understanding my right to have counsel appointed for me free of charge. If I'm not financially able to employ counsel, I wish to waive that right and request the court to proceed with my case without an attorney being appointed for me. I hereby waive my right to counsel, and if that is your choice to represent yourself, then you will sign your name on the line that's titled defendant, and you will date it today's date. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, just have a seat at that table, and you can fill out those 2 documents, and then we'll call you back up. Next case is Daniel Kane Montero. Mr. Montero, your full name is Daniel Kane Montero.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Montero. You represented in your case by your attorney James Padgett, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Padgett, how are you doing?
Doing well. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. And Mr. Padgett, what is your announcement in Mr. Montero's case?
Your Honor, we've received all discovery, including the video evidence. I'll just need 30 days to review it with my client, and I'll have a meeting set up with him within a week or so.
Okay, give us a reset date.
August 26th.
Okay, this case will be reset to August, you said August 26th?
Yes, sir.
26th, is that a good day for you, Mr. Padgett?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, this case reset to August 26, 2024. Mr. Padgett, your reset will be sent to you. And Mr. Montero, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. They will receive your reset. You will also get a reset here in court. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay,
You too.
please stand in front of the court coordinator. And Mr. Padgett, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I don't know. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in cause number 24 CCCR or 0332. Case is style of state of Texas versus Landon Wade Halbrook. Mr. Halbrook, would you please come forward? Yeah, okay, you come from. Mr. Halbrook, your full name is Landon Wade Halbrook?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Halbrook?
Good.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. State is represented in this case by Attorney Andrew Huber. Attorney Huber, how are you doing?
You well, Judge, and yourself?
I'm doing fine. And Mr. Halbrook, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Todd LeBlanc, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. LeBlanc, how are you doing?
Good, Judge. Thanks for asking.
Okay, Mr. LeBlanc, what is your announcement in Mr. Halbrook's case?
Judge, could we reset it for an announcement in 30 days?
Okay. State, do you have any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay, give us a reset. Okay, this case will be reset for announcement on August 26th of 2024. Mr. Halbrook, your attorney and your bondsman will be given notice of your reset. You will get your reset here in court. Stay in contact with your attorney. You're free to go. Well, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. Please have a seat in that first chair on the wall and wait for the clerk to call your name or the coordinator to call your name. And Mr. LeBlanc, you're free to go. Your reset will be sent to you, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
All right, thank you. Thank you. He fill out everything.
I think if he was applying for a court appointment.
Yeah, I know, but he filled out the waiver too. He didn't need to fill out the waiver.
Oh, well, you already had that signed as well.
Hold on a minute. And they're doing that side is a lot. His client's not here. You might want to find out. Okay, Mr. White, would you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. White, you may put your hand down. Mr. White, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Or are these your initials on the line that state you'd like to apply for court-appointed attorney? Also have another document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Images. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant's signature. Is this your signature? Mr. White, before you sign and initial these documents that I just showed you, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. White, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. An attorney that would be appointed to represent you in this case, or in these cases rather, is Ms. Jennifer DeLodge. Ms. DeLodge will be given information to contact you. You will also be given information to contact her. Our court coordinator will give you that information. Once she gives you that information, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Please have a seat in that first chair on the wall and wait for your name to be called. Yeah, but I mean, his client is not here. Yeah, well, well, that's not necessarily true. Well, he received notice to be here today. The other courts didn't send him notice, but this court did. Okay. We choose to ignore it. Let's see. Mr. Prevost, you finished with your paperwork? Ms. Bailey, would you please get Mr. Prevost your paperwork?
Okay, so you want to talk.
Mr. Prevost. I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Is it, well, first of all, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Prevost, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Prevost, you may put your hand down. Mr. Prevost, the document that I have before me is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Or are these your initials on the line that state you'd like to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself? I also have another document that's titled Waiver of Counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Mr. Prevost, before you sign and initial these documents that I just showed you, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, Mr. Prevost, I read your answers. Just have a seat where you sit back in the gallery, and the prosecutor is going to come out and talk to you.
You may see them now.
Okay. Okay. Court will be in recess. Oh, you need him. Hey. You can fill this out.
Oh, yes. Okay.
He just called. He's on the line. They're on the line transferring it right now.
Okay, hold on 1 second, okay? You ready for me?
No, I'm doing this here right now.
Okay, just hold on, okay? Just hold on.
Well, he can, just have him to take a seat. Just have him to take a seat, finish filling that out. Okay, we're gonna call up one of Mr. Kimberly's clients. Zachariah Daniel Morrow. Okay, Mr. Morrow, your full name is Zachariah Daniel Morrow?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Morrow, how are you doing?
No,
Okay, and who do you have here with you?
my mom.
Your mother? Okay, how are you doing, ma'am?
Yeah, how you doing, Judge?
I'm doing fine, ma'am. What's your name?
Jeanette Morrow.
Jeanette Morrow? Okay, how are you doing? Again, that's good. Now, Miss Morrow, your son Zachariah Daniel Morrow is represented in his case by his attorney, Attorney Wright Kimler, who is appearing via telephone. He has problems getting on the Zoom, so we allowed him to appear via telephone. And Mr. Kimler, how are you doing?
Good morning, fine.
Okay, Mr. Kimler, what is your announcement in Mr. Morrow's cases? Gonna reset it for trial? Hold on. Give us a trial date.
August 19 or August 25th.
Mr. Kimler, what date is better for you, August 19th
I have
or,
a vacation letter in for August, so it'll be September.
okay? Give us a reset on in September.
September 9th.
Okay, these cases will be reset to September 9th, 2024. Mr. Kimler, your recess will be sent to you. Mr. Morrow, you will get your recess here in court from our court coordinator. Once you get your recess from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Please stand. You and your mother can stand in front of the court coordinator. And ma'am, you have a blessed day as well. Next case, Mr. Kimler, is Quentin Maurice Williams.
Am I done?
We
No,
have one more.
Oh, one more, I'm sorry.
Mr. Williams, your full name is Quentin Maurice Williams. How are you doing, Mr. Williams? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Williams. You're represented in your cases by your attorney, Attorney Wright Kimler, who is also appearing via telephone. Mr. Kimler, what is your announcements in Mr. Williams' cases? Okay, you're gonna reset it on the same day? Okay, these cases will be reset to, to September 9th, 2024. Mr. Williams, you're gonna get your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get your recess from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. Please get in line behind Mr. Morrow. And Mr. Kimler, these are your only cases that's left. You had another case where the gentleman is coming to your office, Michael Troy Milson.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're free to go and you have a blessed day. All right, same you. Mr. Prevost, please come back up.
Y'all going out, you know, your attorney on top as well. This door right here is longer than I want that. There. Yeah, you can see. You can see. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Prevost, I have before me two documents. Now, Mr. Prevost, I swore you in earlier, is that correct? Mr. Prevost, the first document I have is Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature? And I also have document that's titled Jefferson County, that's titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials online state you'd like to apply for court appointed attorney? Now, Mr. Prevost, before you sign any initial these documents, did you read the documents?
Yeah.
Did you understand what you read?
Yeah.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Mr. Prevost, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in your case is Attorney Ryan Matuska. Attorney Matuska will be given information to contact you, and you will be given information to contact him. Our court coordinator will give you that information. Once you get the information from the court coordinator, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. Please have a seat in that first chair on the wall. Okay. Go to be in recess.
McGee? Yes, ma'am. Okay, hold on just a second.
Okay, this is cause number 24 CCCR 0316, case of style of state of Texas versus Naomi A. McGee. Ms. McGee, court date was set today on today's date of July 5th, 2024. Ms. McGee is appearing via telephone. The court received, well, once the court inquired about Ms. McGee's absence with the bondsman informed the court that Ms. McGee had contacted them and stated that she was at the hospital. Ms. McGee, how are you doing?
Okay, I'm just up here with my son. He had got sick in the middle of the night and we didn't know what was going on, so we thought him up to the hospital.
Okay, now, Ms. McGee, you are represented in your case by your attorney Benjamin Jeffries. Attorney Jeffries is not here. I think their office was closed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we received notice that his office was closed this past couple of days. And so, Ms. McGee, what we need you to do is get us some confirmation that you're at the hospital, some paperwork. You can get that to your attorney can get it to us, but and to your bondsman. In the meantime, your case will be reset. Give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to August 30th of 2024. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. And the court is praying that your child have a full and speedy recovery from his illness. Ms. McGee, you are free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too, thank you so much.
You're welcome.